All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to uncover the hidden, sprawling connections between everyday curiosities and the profound scientific forces that literally shape our reality. Have you ever wondered why we just stop asking why as we grow up? Or how looking up at the stars has historically dictated who holds all the power down here on Earth? Well, today we're taking a fascinating look at the invisible threads tying astrophysics, history, philosophy, and yep, even pop culture all together. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting 5 key areas: the curiosity deficit, 3 kinds of truth, the unspoken military alliance, perfecting the calendar, and finally, science and pop culture. Let's get right into it.
Section 1, the curiosity deficit, reclaiming our natural urge to discover. We're starting with a problem pretty much all of us face. Kids are born scientists, right? They naturally experiment with the world. They're always overturning rocks, testing what breaks, plucking legs off bugs just to see what happens. But somewhere along the line, our traditional education system steps in and kind of turns that incredible thrill of learning into a mundane chore. I mean, really ask yourself, why is it the accepted cultural norm that the absolute second you leave school, tossing your papers in the air as you run down the steps, your active learning is just done, over? If school truly trained us to embrace curiosity, we wouldn't celebrate the end of it so enthusiastically. The chore is over, and unfortunately for a lot of people, so is the desire to seek out new knowledge. And this brilliantly illustrates the real-world value of lifelong curiosity. Just look at the workplace. When a totally new challenge pops up, you generally get 2 reactions. Employee A goes, that's not in my job description, I'm not trained for this. But employee B, they say, wow, I've never seen that before, I get to learn this. And I gotta tell you, the modern economy desperately needs that second person, the one who views a curveball as an exciting opportunity to just figure something out. Moving on to Section 2, 3 kinds of truth, defining reality in a complex world. What's really wild is how this widespread lack of curiosity directly warps how we view facts. When we stop investigating for ourselves, we become incredibly susceptible to different versions of reality. If you look at society today, truth basically falls into 3 buckets. First up, objective truth. This relies on verifiable replication through the scientific method. It is true whether you believe it or not. Then you've got personal truth. That's your deep internal belief system, like religious faith. It's deeply held, but you have to persuade someone else to share it. And finally, we have a very modern phenomenon, political truth. The crucial thing about political truths is they're accepted simply because they get repeated incessantly. When politicians or media outlets keep hammering the exact same phrases or claims over and over, whether it's a campaign slogan or a critique of the press, they're literally establishing a political truth for their followers. It completely bypasses objective verification and just relies entirely on the sheer power of repetition. All right, Section 3, the unspoken military alliance, how looking up helps conquer the ground. Building off that idea of objective truth, let's explore how the hard science of astrophysics has actually built this massive unspoken alliance with military hegemony and empire building. Chronologically, the connection is kind of mind-blowing. Back in 1504, Columbus actually weaponized a known objective truth, a coming lunar eclipse, to trick native populations into handing over food, claiming his god would turn the moon blood red. Fast forward to 1609, Galileo perfects the telescope, but his very first move wasn't looking at the stars. He invited the Doge of Venice to see how it could spot enemy ships 10 times farther away. And obviously today, this alliance continues with the interconnectedness of things like GPS and the Space Force. There's this incredible quote from James Ferguson in 1757 that proves this wasn't some big secret. He clearly states, of all the sciences, astronomy is acknowledged to be the most useful, for by knowledge derived from this science, not only the bulk of the Earth is discovered. Why? Because you literally couldn't navigate open oceans or map new coastlines without knowing exactly what the sun and stars were doing. Astronomers were absolutely vital for nations wielding power across the globe. Take GPS as a modern example of how this builds. It was originally created specifically for military operations, to navigate the Earth with pinpoint precision. But today, it powers hundreds of billions of dollars of our everyday commercial economy. Tracking a delivery truck, grabbing a rideshare, finding a date on an app, it all relies completely on military-borne space assets. It makes total sense why protecting our presence in space is considered a critical national security priority. Which brings us to Section 4, perfecting the calendar, the hidden math of timekeeping.
We never really think about the calendars we use every day, but there is some brilliant, hidden math working behind the scenes to keep human civilization aligned with the cosmos. It goes all the way back to Jesuit priests fixing the old Julian calendar in the 1580s.
See, the old calendar was drifting totally out of whack with the seasons because a day doesn't cut evenly into Earth's orbit around the sun. To fix it, the Pope's astronomers literally had to delete 10 days out of October in 1582 just to jumpstart the system. Then they came up with this brilliant set of rules. Step 1, add a leap day every 4 years. But wait, that overcorrects. So step 2, take it away every 100 years. But actually, scratch that. That undercorrects. So step 3, you put it back every 400 years. And that is exactly why the year 2000 was so profoundly special for astronomers. Under normal rules, a century year shouldn't have a leap day. But because 2000 is divisible by 400, that third rule kicked in and we put the leap day back in. That one single mathematical move perfectly stabilized a calendar, ensuring it stays accurate to the seasons for tens of thousands of years. Just brilliant. Okay, Section 5, Science in Pop Culture. Why getting the details right matters. When we apply this same rigorous observation to things we watch for fun, it's actually super interesting. Injecting real science into movies doesn't ruin the magic, it actually enhances our appreciation of it. I absolutely love it when experts playfully nitpick this stuff. For instance, in the original release of Titanic, James Cameron put this completely fake mirrored night sky in the background of a key scene. He eventually had to fix it for the 2012 re-release after an astrophysicist called him out. But then compare that to Ted, the comedy about the talking teddyware. Seth MacFarlane specifically asked for and utilized a 100% scientifically accurate 1985 Boston night sky for a teddy bear movie. Spotting these little physics fails actually lets us practice our scientific curiosity right there in the theater, like noticing that BB-8, a completely smooth metal ball, would just spin wildly on sand dunes without gaining traction, or seeing long hair lay perfectly flat on a zero-gravity space station, or doing the quick math on a sci-fi weapon that drains a whole star and realizing, wait, that's enough energy to vaporize 1,000 planets, not just a handful. It's fun to think about. Finally, our conclusion, leaving the cave. Whether we're building telescopes, hacking the calendar, or just overanalyzing the physics in our favorite movies, the core drive is exactly the same. We love pushing boundaries and exploring the cross-pollination of ideas. You'll always hear people complain, why fund space or pure science when we have so many problems down here on Earth? But imagine if early humans had said, hey, we have to solve the cave problems first before anyone leaves the cave. It's ridiculous, right? Time and time again, stepping out into the unknown is exactly how we discover the solutions to our most pressing problems back home. I mean, studying invisible gas clouds in space literally gave us the physics for the MRI machine, totally revolutionizing modern medicine. So, I'm going to leave you with this. The universe is unbelievably vast, and the connections between pure scientific discovery and our daily lives are everywhere. If we can just reignite that relentless, childlike curiosity we talked about at the start, if leaving the cave solves the cave's problems, what unimaginable, breathtaking frontiers will we map tomorrow? Keep asking questions, keep looking up, and thanks for exploring with me.